Let's speak more about this with Peter Esho, who's Chief Market Analyst with City Index in Australia. Peter, how do you feel about what we're going to find out from this earnings season?
Yeah, look, it's quite interesting. I guess Alcoa is a great bellwether, not just because of its leadership position in such a discretionary metal, but also because of its diversification. And I think that's the key takeaway. As US companies report, these are multinational companies that tend to generate, at times, the majority of their earnings outside of the US. And so we've seen the impact of the European debt issues on financial markets, on lending markets, and I think the next round will be the impact on demand and corporate profitability. You also have to keep in mind that the US dollar has appreciated perhaps toward the end of the quarter, and that might be a drag on translated earnings. But there are some headwinds there, and it will be very interesting to see how systematic this is on other multinational companies in the US.
When you say the next round is going to be when it hits demand, are you talking about this earnings season or next, the next quarter?
I don't think it will be completely captured in this earnings season, and I think that's the importance in outlook statements. And obviously there will be an impact to demand from what's happening in Europe and I guess what's happening in Asia as the export markets in Europe tend to consolidate a bit. And it will be very interesting to see how companies quantify the extent of that impact for the fourth quarter. So we might not completely see, Alcoa was very vocal in citing challenges in those markets, but I guess there will be some more going into the fourth quarter. So, that type of discussion, the outlook statements are very important when the market projects earnings, particularly on the S&P 500 and aggregate indices. If these earnings estimates are clipped back, then all of a sudden the market doesn't look as cheap as, analysts once thought.
So it's going to be pretty important to see how this goes when you consider your investment decisions. How are you poised going into this?
Look, I think the overwhelming theme from the market at the moment, we're in a very sideways tracking market, and there's a lot of volatility in the market, and I think the lesson over the past few months is that stock selection is very important, and there will be a certain number of companies that tend to outperform the market, that tend to do better because of the way that they're run, because of their exposure, because of the investment they've made over the past few years, and it will be very interesting to see those quality names and how they perform. We think stock selection as a trading strategy is perhaps still in play over just backing the market trend. It's still very difficult out there to try to pick the market bottom, not just in equities but also in commodities. I mean, you were talking in your previous segment about metal prices that have perhaps bottomed, but we're still seeing volatility and particularly the base metals, they continue to look fragile. So again, stock selective in terms of equities and picking niche metals to play at the moment. Being very selective, we think that's the best outcome to trade.
Peter Esho, Chief Market Analyst with City Index there in Australia. Thanks for sharing that with us.